Cross the legs at mid-shin with the outer edges of both feet underneath the knees. Manually rotate the inner thighs down and broaden the pelvic floor. Place the fingertips behind you and lengthen the spine. Once comfortable, rest the hands on top of the legs and sit tall. Release the legs and return to seated. Bend both knees out to the side, bringing the soles of the feet together. Place the fingertips behind you and lengthen the spine. Press the feet together and lengthen out through both knees, but never force them downward. Release the legs and return to seated. Separate the knees slightly wider than the hips and bring the big toes together. Straighten both arms with first fingers parallel and press the buttocks towards the heels. Bring the knees together and return to kneeling. Separate the knees slightly wider than the hips and bring the big toes together. Allow the pelvis to fall towards the feet and the head toward the floor. If more comfortable, allow the head to rest on stacked hands or fists. Press into the hands, bring the knees closer together, and return to kneeling. With knees and toes pointing straight down, no wider than the hips, place the hands to the side of the ribs or under the shoulders. Keep the elbows back and lift the chest. Slowly lower and return to relaxing. Come to all fours with the hands under the shoulders, knees slightly behind the hips, toes curled under. Lift the hips high, and if possible, straighten both arms and legs. The priority is the length of the spine. If necessary, bend the knees. Return to kneeling. Place the forearms onto the floor, elbows under shoulders. Interlace the hands all the way to the webbing. Curl your toes under and lift the hips high. If possible, straighten the legs and keep the shoulders directly over the elbows and not in front. Lower the knees and return to kneeling. Place the forearms onto the floor, elbows directly under the shoulders and the fingers interlaced. Press down into the forearms and stretch both legs straight back. Shoulders, hips, and ankles in one line, core engaged. Lower the knees and return to kneeling. knees and toes pointing straight down, sweep the arms behind you toward the hips. Lift the legs and torso. Feet hip distance apart or all the way together. Lower down and relax. With all 10 toes and knees pointing down, prop the torso on the forearms with the hands interlaced. Roll the chest and shoulders open, with shoulders over elbows. Lower down and take rest. Bend the elbows and roll the chest open, stretching the arms out to the sides. Bend and lift the knees, keeping the shoulder blades and the head on the floor. Move both knees to the right side, knees and ankles stacked, torso twisting to the left. Return the knees to the middle and lower the legs. Press into the elbows to roll the chest and shoulders open, then extend the arms out to the side in the shape of a T. Engage the core and lift both legs, knees over hips. Move the knees to the left side onto the floor and allow the right shoulder blade to fall in the opposite direction. Return the knees to the middle and return to lying. Bend the right knee, pointing toward the ceiling. Bend and flex the left leg to the outside of the right knee. Reach through the hole created and take hold of the hamstrings on the right leg. Keep the pelvis level, shoulder blades and back of the head on the floor. Release the legs and return to lying. Bend and cross both legs at mid-shin with feet under knees. Sit up tall, and as you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, twist left, keeping the chin parallel to the floor. Untwist. Straighten both legs and return to seated. Bend and cross both legs at mid-shin with feet under knees. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, twist to the right. Take hold of the outer right knee with the left hand and keep the chin parallel to the floor. Untwist. Straighten both legs and sit up tall. feet apart, hip distance. Join the palms together at the heart center. As you inhale, sweep both arms overhead, shoulders distance apart. Exhale and forward bend, bringing both hands onto the floor or blocks as needed. Inhale, lengthen the spine and gaze slightly forward. Then step back into a plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the ground and stretch all 10 toenails back. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, press back to all fours, and then downward facing dog. On your next inhale, walk the feet forward to the hands. And as you exhale, forward bend with firm thighs. Inhale, sweep the hands overhead, shoulders distant apart. Exhale, bring the palms together at the heart center. Place the hands onto the hips and stretch the right leg straight back, approximately 4 feet. Bend the left leg until the thigh is parallel to the floor, knee over ankle. Lift the low belly and curl back. Step the right leg forward and release the hands. Place the hands onto the hips and step the left leg straight back. Keeping the left leg strong and straight, bend the right leg until the thigh is parallel, knee over ankle. Step the right leg forward and return to standing. Step the feet a wide distance apart. Turn the right toes in slightly, left toes out completely, and bend the left knee until over the ankle. Keeping the right leg straight, sweep the right arm directly overhead. One line of energy from right wrist to right ankle. Re-straighten the left leg. Turn the toes in and return to standing. Step the feet a wide distance apart. Turn the left toes in slightly, right foot out completely. Bend the right knee until over the right ankle with right thigh parallel to the floor. Sweep the left arm overhead, keeping the left leg strong and straight. Re-straighten the right leg, turn the toes in, and step the feet back together. Bend both knees out to the side, bringing the soles of the feet together. Place the fingertips behind you and lengthen the spine. Press the feet together and lengthen out through both knees, but never force them downward. Release the legs and return to seated. Lie on the back and roll the chest and shoulders open, releasing the hands away from the body. Separate the feet hip distance apart or slightly wider, and relax the legs and feet completely.